Hey guys, sorry, I know I posted a video earlier, but I am actually packing to go to Portland, because it's like midday Sunday, and then I have tomorrow, and then Tuesday morning I'm gonna leave super early and move from the Bay Area to Portland, Oregon. Super excited, but it's like I'm packing, so I wanted to do the last part of my summer wrap up. I have 4 more books to show you, and I don't have like super a lot to say about each of them. So this should be hopefully pretty quick. The first one is A Scream in Soho by John G. Brandon. This is from the British Library Crime Classics series. I got this at the British Library, and yeah, I don't know like what drew me to pick up this one over other ones, but I was pretty disappointed, unfortunately. I gave this 2 out of 5 stars. I don't know, it just like wasn't. I think that my standard for mystery and like crime is kind of high because of the Agatha Christie, and this just like this didn't hit the mark for me. It's set during World War II, and in the middle of the blackout, you hear a woman scream, so everyone kind of rushes, including the main inspector, who's the main character, and there's no body to be found, and then they have to try to find the body and then find out who did it, and it was just like very lackluster. It was more like an espionage type. It was interesting, I guess, because there's like multiple facets to it, but it wasn't like a particularly good story. And like this may or may not be a spoiler, so close your ears if you want to. But the guy that he kind of thought was like fishy from the beginning ended up being the killer. So it's just like, why? Not that that's boring, but yeah, it's pretty boring. So I give this 2 out of 5 stars. I wouldn't recommend this really. I would probably pick up something different from the crime classics. The next thing that I read was The Restaurant at the End of the Universe by Douglas Adams, which is the second book in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. And this was so funny. I gave this 4 to 5 stars. Like hilarious. The robot man is so freaking funny. I could like just read about him all day. He's absolutely hilarious. I think I liked this better than the first one, but I think that maybe it's because I wasn't used to the humor in the first one. And so, like, by the time that I read this, I had kind of already gotten a taste of it, so now it's more like settled, and I just thought it was absolutely hilarious. I can't wait to finish this series, hopefully next year. Fingers crossed. And then the next thing that I read was The Wall Creeper by Nell Zink. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. This was a weird. Let me do this. Okay. This is an interesting book. Yeah, I don't even really know how to describe it. I'm going to read you the first paragraph because this book I bought at Shakespeare and Company in Paris, and the guy told me to read the first paragraph, and that was kind of indication of how the rest of the book was, so I'm just going to read that to you. I was looking at the map when Stephen swerved, hit the rock, and occasioned the miscarriage. Immediately obvious was my sticky forehead. Maybe I was unconscious for a couple of seconds, I don't know. Eventually I saw Stephen poking around the front of the car and said, Jesus, what was that? So, yeah, miscarriage in the first sentence. There's a lot of extramarital affairs that happen, and a lot of emphasis on environmental activities and things. They spend a good amount of time in Bern, which I think is fun because I was actually in Bern earlier during the summer, and so that was nice. And yeah, it just takes place in different places in Europe. They kind of move around, and he does like bird watching, so they talk a lot about bird watching and environmental things and lots of sex. That's all I really remember from this book. It was 3 out of 5, maybe more of like a 2.5 out of 5. I wouldn't like run out and get it. I'm interested to read. This is The Dorothy Project is the name of the publisher. So I'm interested to like get something else. I think they've only published like 16 books or so. So yeah, I'm interested in other things by them. It wasn't like bad. It was just different. And then the last thing that I read was The Story of a New Name by Elena Ferrante. 5 out of 5. So good. Everyone, go read these books. So this is the second book in the Neapolitan novels, and I'm really stoked because the fourth one has just been published in English, so I'm going to hopefully get it at the beginning of next year. And yeah, this is great. It picks up right where the last one left off. I'm pretty sure it picks up like exactly where it left off. kind of. It like does a little bit of thing because it's all told basically from one woman's perspective, Elena, the main character, and she's like recounting, she's like maybe 60s, in her 60s, and she's recounting her friendship with Leela. So it's all very much like she addresses the author like, oh, that was the first of like many fights that we had or whatever. So it's, she kind of, yeah, I don't know. It's just really good. And it's really nice too because at the very beginning, they have a cast of characters, so they talk about all of them, and it's more like they did it in the first book too, but this is more in depth, so it kind of tells you a little bit about the character just in case it's been a while since you read the first one, so you kind of remember, because there are quite a bit of families, and it's super funny because in Italy, and this is a thing that like my cousin's friends have, where they like are all dating each other kind of, so like Leela is dating someone, and then her brother is dating his sister, and then like because there's always like brother sister pairs, so they're all kind of like dating, and it's just really funny, so you kind of have to keep track a little bit of who's who to get it, and a lot of stuff happens. This is great. I don't know if I mentioned this is from like 16 to about when college ends, and huge life changes happen for both characters, lots of ups, lots of downs. A big chunk of this happens, I think, maybe like the summer after, like the summer after the last book ends, or like the summer after that. Like there's a summer either 16, 17, or 18, and then like college years happen, and a big chunk of the book is that one specific summer, and it really impacts both of their lives a lot. So it's just so good. Please go go read these books. So yeah, those were the last. Sorry, yeah, it's because two of them I didn't love too much, and then two of them are part of the series, so it's kind of hard to talk about all of these. But these are the last books that I read over the summer. I'm sorry about all these wrap-ups. I feel like my channel is super stale because all I'm doing is wrap-ups. I think I'm gonna do like a weird personal tag next week or something to mix it up a little bit. So thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.